Greetings and welcome to the Halloween edition of the Sliders Review. Alright, let's address the elephant in the room. I know it's not Halloween. Alright, that's long past. But when it came to my Halloween videos, I ran out of time and I couldn't upload everything I wanted to. So that's why I'm uploading them past Halloween. But if you stop and look at it like this, at some point in time, it's gonna be Halloween time again, October. So somebody eventually will stumble upon my videos and watch it around Halloween time. So yeah, and I'm here today to talk to you about Margaux, the 2022 horror movie. So Margaux is spelled M-A-R-G-A-U-X. And basically this is a horror house like movie where it's like an electronic house turns evil for whatever reason and tries to kill the people in it. It's been done a million times before. I've seen that so many times. I've seen that in animation. I've seen that in television. I've seen that in TV movies. I've seen that in, well, I don't think I've ever seen it in a theatrical movie, but I've seen it plenty of times before. So it's been done to death. And it's always done with some type of AI type house, you know what I'm saying? And like I've seen that in Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, the television series, and Creeped Out. And so, but you know, even Disney Channel has done that. But this movie, which I can't find too much information on who, like, you know, what company made this movie because it doesn't have a Wikipedia page. And so like, I don't feel like doing no soul searching and trying to figure that out. The director, he's known for directing horror type stuff, but I've never really heard of any of his stuff. But like, I remember I saw the trailer for this movie last year. And so like, I was just kind of like, I don't really want to see that. But then I saw it starred this one actress and this one actor that I'm familiar with. But I still wasn't interested. Then something happened a few days ago last week. This popped up on my TV just out of the blue. I don't know if it popped up on recommended stuff. I don't know if it popped up on like Amazon or whatever it was, but it popped up somewhere. And I'm all like, you know what? Since I got the streaming out, why don't I just watch it? At least I can support that actress and stuff like that, you know? But then I watched the trailer again. I'm just like, oh God, I know I'm going to be in for it. Because this looks like a direct-to-streaming, direct-to-DVD type movie and stuff. This movie is okay. Like, it's all right. It could have been phenomenal. It could have been amazing. It could have been great. But the last 30 minutes or so were really stupid. I mean, really stupid. But for the most part, everything before that was actually pretty solid in everything. Some tweaking here and there, a little change to the dialogue, a little change to the personality of a couple of characters, a little bit more character growth for like some characters, and a lot more gore could have went a long way. Like I said before, this could have been a great, scary, disgusting type movie, you know what I'm saying? But it falters. It has 3 writers. I don't trust movies that have 3 writers in it, because that's way too many cooks in the kitchen. And if you need help trying to write a movie where you need 3 people, then you shouldn't even make a movie. But like I said before, this movie is pretty decent. It's a couple of things here and there that makes it really dumb. Like, it's an interesting watch, especially the first hour. And it's about like a 90-minute movie, so that's about like an hour and a half anyway. But it's those last 30 minutes that really soured the movie. I mean, it really soured the movie because it just went a little strange and a little goofy and everything. And, you know, man, I just really wish they would have took their time, wrote out a better plot that was more glorified and more horror than what they did in those last 30 minutes. Because this could have been, like I said before, a contender for a really good movie and stuff. But it's just all right. Basically, what it is that it's this electronic house that's controlled by AI. Of course, most of these smart houses, like in other like past stuff I talked about, is normally controlled by an AI. Normally, it's like the house that falls in love with a person, like one of the spouses, and tries to kill the other. Normally, it's a house that like loves the children like their own and tries to eliminate like the parents. Normally, it's a house that just wants to evolve. And that's basically what this one is. You don't really get a set feeling as to why the house is doing what it's doing, but basically we know that the house evolves. And so the house literally says that, it wants to understand what makes humans humans and what makes them tick. So for whatever bizarre reason, it goes on a murder spree. And that's basically about it. It needs a stronger plot. But then it's like, why in the world is the house murdering people? And not only that, why is it making duplicates of people? That's the interesting part right there. So it makes it seem like the house wants world domination. It's trying to take over. And it's not as sophisticated yet. And it's really, really trying. That should have been the premise of like the movie. This house is trying to, you can either go one or two different ways. Either the house wants world domination, or the house is corrupt and probably like in love with somebody, or just corrupt and it just wants to kill people or something. Maybe it downloaded the personality of a person and realized, you know what, humanity either sucks, or like, well, since this person is cuckoo crazy in the head and it must be okay, maybe it's okay for me. And maybe it alters the personality. They should have took more time with the actual reason why the house does what it does. Now, the house, Margot, is voiced by Susan Bennett. She is the voice of Surrey, which is really cool and everything. However, Margot talks tries to talk very hip. It uses so many slang terms that is just so ridiculous. That house is like, yes, queen, and everything like that. And like, totally. And I'm just like, stop talking like that. But the house is literally trying to talk like young people because it duplicates like, some of the younger people in the house. And so, like, when the movie first starts, we see a older couple in the house. They're relaxing, everything like that, right? But then, for whatever reason, and it's never explained, the house just kills the husband, and it kills him in the massage chair and everything. It crushes his body, and it's pretty horrifying looking. Like, you see him trying his best to get out, but he can't, and it's squeezing his body really tight. Now the husband is played by Lachlan is it Moreau, I think his name is. Now, I've seen this man in a couple of stuff. I first saw him in 2. He was the blonde dude in Scary Movie. He was in Riverdale as what's the blonde girl's name? As her dad and everything. So I've seen him in a couple of stuff. And so it literally crushes him in front of his wife. And she tries to save him. And when she tries to pull the cord out, like you see nothing but sparks fly up and kind of like an explosion in slow motion, and she goes back in slow mo. That was just kind of stupid in my opinion. And I don't know, this ain't the Matrix, all right? And so she can't pull the cord out. She's a little fried and everything, and then his head literally just crushes and goes splat everywhere. It's a little dramatic, but it lets you know, hey, this house ain't playing, and this is gonna be a horror movie. So, in a way, that just sets the mood, lets you know, hey man, this house is a little creepy. Now, sometimes I think that should have been shown, and sometimes I think it shouldn't, because it's kind of like, because what happened afterwards is that we're at a college now, and we get to meet our like group. And so we get to see some of their personalities and stuff like that. Some have personality character traits and some kind of don't. And so it's kind of like, we get to know them, and then they are going on a vacation. The lead dude, Drew, he wants to go to this smart house for like, relaxation and stuff like that. A little rest and relaxation. And so like while they're doing the R&R thing, it would have been cool if we didn't know nothing about the house, and then all of a sudden the house just started killing the young adults like one by one. It would have made it a bit more creepy. However, it also would have made it more creepy is that you know that this house is murderous in the beginning, and you know that they are in for it. Which is better? It's really your preference. Do you like to wait and then figure out the house is murderous, or do you want to know straight up the house is murderous and then it goes and tries to kill people? Either way could work, but it's just a preference. And so, like, Madison, I'm not sure how to say her last name, Petis, something like that. She plays Hannah. She is very smart in this movie. She is a coder and she wants to work for Google. And so, like, I've seen her in so much stuff, man. I seen her on Disney Channel and Corey in the House. She was a little girl in that. I saw her in The Haunting Hour. I saw her in 5 Points. I reviewed 5 Points. Go watch that. I still think that's her best thing I've ever seen her in. And she's really good in this too. Don't get me wrong. And so, like, there's some other stuff she's been in, but I've never really seen. Like, she was in Tooth Fairy. She was in Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? She was in that female-led American Pie movie, which I have not seen, but I'm very curious now because not only is she in that, but the blonde girl from Gen V who shrinks is in that as well. So I'm really curious to see what that movie's about. And she's an amazing model on Instagram. I really wish she could find her breakout role that can give her that like cemented like acting job. So far, it has not happened yet. But I do like her acting. She's come a very long way from her Disney Channel roots because, Disney Channel acting is Disney Channel acting. So, she's really come a long way, like in 5 Points and stuff like that. And she was really good in this. The only problem I do have with her acting, and it's just one small nitpick, is that she's not really good in emotional scenes where she's really upset and has to cry. There are two scenes like this in the movie, and I just wasn't feeling it. Other than that, she's really, really good in this movie. And so, like, she has a crush on the dude named Drew in this movie. But Drew has, like, a girlfriend. And so Jeremiah Good Arch or something like that, or Archie, I don't know how to say his last name. Anyway, he's kind of like, he looks like your typical California, long, shaggy hair, blonde dude, but he doesn't talk with no, like, like type accent or nothing like that. He's kind of like that California kind of guy type thing, you know what I'm saying? And so he has a crush on her. And he's the reason why they all went there because he wanted to impress her with this smart house because he's not very smart himself. But he actually has a girlfriend named Lexi, played by none other than Vanessa Morgan Misery. Man, she's from that My Babysitter's like a vampire movie TV show. I had no idea that's her, but I remember her from Riverdale. She plays the redheaded girl's like girlfriend and stuff. And I'm like, oh man, but her character in here is so annoying. She's like that vapid type, like, mean girl, like mean hot girl type thing. You know what I'm saying? And so she's conceited. She's all about herself. She's all about looking good. She's all about taking selfies. She's very cringe and annoying. But it's nice to see Drew has a type. He's down for the brown with a little vanilla in it. Because he likes two girls that are half black, half white. Respect, Drew. Respect. But I say for Madison, man, when I say she's grown like and come a long way, the way she wore her hair in this reminds me of her Disney Channel days when she was a little kid. So it's weird to see that hairstyle because she looks ageless, man. She's like, I don't know, late 20s, something like that. And she still looks like she can play a high school girl, even though she's playing a college girl. And her voice has matured so much. And it's weird hearing her sound like a grown woman, looking like a grown woman, but when her hair looks the same way it did when she was on Disney Channel. That's just so like, she has really come a long way. Anyway, then there's Clay in this movie. Clay is played by Richard Harmon. And I remember him from the 100. I saw him in Van Helsing. He always plays the bad boy type. Here, he's a good guy, but he's a stoner. And he has like a mustache, makes him look like a 70 porn star. And basically, the only thing about him is that he is a stoner, and that's literally it. And he just feels like he doesn't fit into any kind of group, but he just constantly gets high. When he gets into the pool, I think his mustache falls off or something. I don't understand. Anyway, but he's just a stoner. Then you have the other two who just are there for, like, to pick up the slack. There's nothing really to them. They're a couple, and basically they're a kinky couple who always wants to have sex, and the girlfriend always ties the boyfriend up to the bed and leaves him there. And so, like, God, what are their names? I can't even really remember because there's really nothing to them. Devin is like the boyfriend, and I think it's Jordan Burhat, I think his name is. And then like there is the girlfriend, um, Phoebe Mao or something like that. I can't really say her name, and I'm not even sure who she plays in this. Like I'm really not. I think it's Kayla, I think her name is. When I say they don't really have nothing to do in this movie, they really don't have nothing to do in this movie. And that really sucks because, like, while the diverse characters in this movie, because this movie is very diverse, you got two biracial black girls, and you have like an Asian girl and like a Hispanic dude and two white dudes, but it's like the Hispanic and the Asian like person really don't have nothing to them, and that really sucks. They could have added something to their personality because I really don't know nothing about them. But anyways, they're at the house and they're hanging out and they're having a good time. The house is completely AI, and it wants to know everything about them. So it wants permission. You have to hit like the app and everything to let them inside your social media accounts and this and that. Hannah doesn't do social media. She said when you're a coder and when you see what's in those programs, you kind of stay away from them, like sharing your information, stuff like that. So she rejects it. And so the house doesn't really know much about her other than what it can, like, gather from her just being in the house and stuff. And they have a good time. The house is really relaxing and stuff. And the house is really chatty. Like the house constantly chats with them in a very trying to be Gen Z kind of way. You know what I'm saying? And it gets kind of cringy with the dialogue. Like I said, sometimes the dialogue is a little cringe at times. And so, like, Hannah, for whatever reason, is just very weary of, like, the house. And so, because she doesn't like the idea of AI and she doesn't like the idea of something wanting to know so much about her and all this other crap. And so, like, our first victims, you can probably guess, is the Asian and the Hispanic person. And so, basically, they're trying to make love, and the house crushes the dude. Like, literally, like, oh, I forgot to mention. So, anyway, my battery also died too when I was talking mid-sentence. Anyway, I forgot to mention the AI house has like this sophisticated, like, liquid-based nano, like probe type stuff. So it can create anything it wants, like through this liquid, like fluid and stuff, right? The entire house is made of this liquid type fluid. And so the house says it's basically a giant, like, 3D printer and stuff. So the organic liquid crap, it's a little weird, but at least it makes it different from past, like, AI houses that try to take over. So whatever, I can deal with it, whatever, you know what I'm saying? It's just a little weird, but it's a little like T1000 type, But anyway, so it makes this type of nano matter type stuff, and it can literally make anything, a drink. It can, like, just replicate whatever it is you want. Well, during the time where the kids wanted to drink and everything, somebody dared, what is it, Hannah to kiss, like, Lexi. She didn't want to do it, so then, like, the house was like, oh, well, I'll do it for you. But then they decided to do Devin and Clay and had the two guys kiss, and it replicated the way they look, and they were very impressed because it's very lifelike. It literally cloned them, and so she's all like, "I'm not perfect at cloning people, but I'm trying." And then after like the kissing session was over, they melted down back into their liquid state, and it was red, kind of like blood looking, you know. And they all like, "You made blood?" And she's all like, "It's not blood, it's just the color of blood, trying to simulate it to make the real life experience." That should have been the red flag for them right then and there. But before I get back to that couple that died, it tried to kill Lexi in the pool when she was swimming. And so, like, it sent out like a robot thing to like grab her and try to drown her. Everybody saved her. And they never questioned the house like, "Hey, why did you try to kill my girlfriend?" and stuff. That should have been the second red flag right there, but they never questioned it. And, they just went on with like their business and thought, "Oh, okay, maybe this is just a glitch," all because she said she was sorry and she didn't mean to do it. And so, like, then of course, we get to that couple. It crushes the guy, but then the organic stuff grabs, like, Kayla, whatever her name is, and basically electrocutes her and stuff and frying her. Now, some of the CGI is really good. Like when you're walking around the house, it will access your social media account and post pictures all around the walls and like the windows and stuff like that. But then there are these Doc Ock like tentacle arms that look very CGI looking. And so like nobody knows that like, the house killed Devin and Kayla. It just kept them trapped in the room. And so when everybody wakes up for like breakfast, it fixes them breakfast and stuff like that. And it knows exactly what they want. But then it tricks them into thinking Kayla and Devin are alive because it basically cloned them and put them outside. But Hannah still, for whatever reason, feels weary. Well, anyways, the house has had enough, and then it tries to kill everybody one by one so nobody would be suspicious. So you have Lexi who's on the exercise bike and it raises the seat up. And I don't understand how that's supposed to kill her. Like it's supposed to kill her vajayjay or something like that. But it's literally pushing her upward and she's screaming and she's hollering when it comes to that of like, Drew. He is getting a shave, and after he's like getting shaved, then the house Margot puts the blade to his throat and tries to slit his throat, only for like him to hear the screams and like Lexi and stuff. I forget what it does to that of like Hannah. It's basically asking her a bunch of questions about herself and like this and that, and also it's all like I can see that you and Drew like each other and all this other crap. But he's literally trying to like looking at her while his girlfriend is still in the house kind of crap. Anyways, as for Clay, it's trying its best to kill Clay. It tried a total of 3 times. First, it made him a bunch of weed. And then, like, when he was trying to light it up, because literally that's all he does in the movie is smoke weed. And so when he's trying to light it up, it let the gas out in the house from the stove. He lit it, you see this explosion, but he's totally okay. But his hair looks like, Bride of Frankenstein. So then it's kind of like, I found another way to kill you. So then it makes him a drink, sparkling water or something like that, but it's really acid. So then he goes to drink it, but decides not to because he dropped his pipe down in the sink. So now he's trying to put his hand down there in the garbage disposal. So of course it's gonna try to turn on the garbage disposal. 3 different ways it's trying to kill this dude. But then he decides to take a drink once he hears what's the name scream. So then of course the acid goes down in his system and it like, burns from the inside and blood is pouring out. Everybody sees this and they're freaked out. And then all that happened to Lexi was that she cut her finger. And so everybody thinks she's just overreacting. Then this is when they realize, okay, the house is trying to kill us and everything. After it cut what's his name neck, it burnt what's his name from the inside and all this other crap. Then they see Devin and like Kayla coming towards the window but acting weird, and they realize, oh wait, they've been cloned. So Hannah brings them back to her room, where apparently apparently she put up a firewall around the room so the house can't tell what they're doing. How was she able to do this from her laptop? Heck if I know. Like, I know she's smart, but still, how was she able to crack a living AI system? You know what I'm saying? But whatever. She said it ain't gonna last long and they have to try to hurry up and get out of there. Well, the clones are trying to kill what's the name? This is when some more cringy dialogue came in, and it took a Kayla took a whip and cut the hair of um Lexi, and Lexi says one of the most cringiest things ever. I am the ambassador of these extensions. And I'm just like, what? Why are they writing her so cringe? This is, of course, the last 30 minutes of the movie, where everything just gets cringy after this. So when they're all running, trying to escape the house, Lexi literally kills herself by mistake. She slips on the same extensions that got cut off her head, flips in the air, and then lands on her head, breaking her neck. The last 30 minutes, people. The last 30 minutes. So they try to escape the house. They can't. And then Hannah's all like, the way we escape the outside is by getting in the inside. So that tells you right then and there, she's going to try to hack the system. I'm all like, okay, that makes sense of this being AI and everything, but, this type of movie. But is she really that smart and everything? So, because it's just kind of like, she's just a student in college, man. It's not like she's a scientist or nothing. But anyways, there's this one room called the Nexus where it's just this holographic projection and everything. And so, like, they keep searching in the house and then they find the mainframe. They're very shocked by the mainframe. They was expecting to be all this cool CGI, like, sci-fi looking stuff, but it's actually about as old school as you get with a bunch of wires. And he's all like, is this dial-up? I'm like, why are they writing stupid dialogue now? The last 30 minutes. So anyways, she finds the keyboard system and she puts in her flash drive. It infects the house with a virus. And so the house knows it has a virus and it turns everything red. And so somehow she was able to create a super virus to go to this AI system she's never seen before. But apparently she's been working on it in secret because she put a firewall around. You know what? This is when it starts to become a little disbelief. Sure, an AI house trying to kill people. I can believe that because AI is the big thing right now and people are terrified of it because it's literally taking people's jobs. It's so bad that this one actress from True Blood, she's pissed at AI because a bunch of men are subscribed to this one TikTok follower. This one TikTok follower has like 1 million subscribers. Guess what? It's not even a real woman. It's a AI bot that looks like a real person, moves like a real person, and sounds like a real person. And she's all like, you fools are giving this person money, and it's literally an AI. I have seen AI YouTube channels where you hear that AI voice and it gets crap wrong because it was trying to there's these two actors that have the same name and they was talking about the one Red Ranger from Power Rangers that murdered a man in real life. But because he has the same name as somebody else, it literally took the face of the other actor and put it there. So this confused a lot of people because they all like, I don't remember this person ever going to jail for murder because they never did. It was the Red Ranger dude from Wild Force that did, but it got those two mixed up. There's this one YouTuber called Mr. Weenie Productions who's all about Power Rangers. And one of his fans suggested you should use an AI voice. Why in the world would this man want to use an AI voice for? And his videos make like tons of views and he has tons of subscribers. So he's doing good. But yet his fans are like, well, AI is a new thing and you should use it. But he don't want to use it. So yes, AI is taking over. So after this, we see Drew and we see Hannah run out the house because his defense systems are down. They get grabbed by like the tentacles. Then they get like tied up and Drew is in that same chair from the dude from the movie and it's going to crush him. The house wants them to explain their true feelings for each other because it's trying to understand that crap. However, it is now taking the shape of Lexi. So it has literally cloned itself to look like Lexi. Why? Don't know. I would have preferred if it would have used the actress who voices Margot. But anyway, but the house is even more sassier because now it's literally trying to pretend to be Lexi. Because it literally wants to leave its house, but it is the house, you know? And so that's just why it's creating clones and stuff. And so they later confess their feelings and this and that. And then it kills Hannah to see how would Drew react to this. Only thing is, it's not really Hannah. Hannah apparently hacked the system so good she took over the AI fluid programmable matter type stuff. So it creates a bunch of clones of like Drew, of Hannah, and then it starts to create that of like Clay, Devin, and Kayla. And what happens after this? Well, we see Drew and we see Hannah run towards the door, but then we see them fighting with the AI. And I mean a literal fight. It's so stupid. It turns into an action movie all of a sudden, where all of the tenants and everything that was in the house before are now trying to fight the AI Lexi in hand-to-hand combat, and it's the stupidest thing I've ever seen. Why would you do this? This is a horror movie. Make it horror. Oh, but they did, because they ripped the limbs off of Lexi, the AI Lexi. And so with the other AI people, you see like the gooey whiteness stuff coming from them, from the programmable matter, but with Lexi it's red because she's trying to simulate blood. After they kill her a couple of times and stuff like that, we see once again like Hannah, the real Hannah, say a really cool phrase before she kills her, Lexi and everything. Then her and Drew run out the house, right? But here's the problem. All of a sudden, when Drew leaves the house, he melts. He wasn't the real Drew. So, at some point in time, he died in the house, and we never got to see exactly how. So, apparently, either Lexi cloned, no, not Lexi, but either Hannah cloned Drew, and one of the real Drew, and the real Drew died, and she didn't know it. She thought it was like the AI one, or Margot cloned Drew in like, you know, the entire time, and he was like a fake Drew the entire time or something like that. And I don't get it. See, this movie tries to hit you with so many twists towards the end. So Hannah runs out and she gets in the car and she has Lexi's phone. And so she has the keys to start the car, but it's one of those type of cars you can literally press a button. So what the point in having the keys? Then the house is all like, you know, connecting to Bluetooth, and it starts playing music, and it has the voice of Margot. And so that lets you know, oh, Margot hacked the cell phone, and somehow the Bluetooth connected to the car, and it, like, you know, hacked the car. So Hannah's fate is unknown because it fades to black. There's way too many twists at the end. And it's just kind of like, you know, this twist of it hacking the car would have been fine if the movie was a whole lot better. And like, why did she need keys to start the car if you could just press a button? That don't make no sense. And if she's so smart with the whole programming crap, what made her think that the house couldn't hack the car through the Bluetooth and everything? So that's just a big flaw right there. But I swear to God, the last 30 minutes of this movie and the last few minutes of this movie are stupid like I don't know what. Like, the whole action scene was stupid. The whole which Drew is which, because which one died exactly? When did he die exactly? Did he die off camera and we just didn't know it was him with a fake Drew? Or was it one of the ones trying to fight Lexi, the AI Lexi, that died? Don't know. And also, how is Hannah this freaking smart, man? And I just don't get it. Like, I just don't get, because I literally saw her run towards the door about to leave, but then all of a sudden she goes back to fight like Lexi, AI Lexi and stuff. And I'm just kind of like, I don't know, but I don't get it. Because, and then with the whole Margot thing, she is trying to evolve to the point of leaving the house, but she can't. But, with some more tinkering with her program, she'll probably be able to do it. I don't know. This movie is just okay. You can really tell it's a director streaming, direct to DVD movie. And, this is the problem with these writers, man. This is the problem right here. See, this movie is diverse, but it's not the diversity that killed this movie. It's the stupid writers and the director and everything. They could not cook fully to understand how to make a successful horror movie. It misses the mark because one writer like, oh, I want to do this, but nah, man, I want to be an action movie. But wait, we're a horror movie, but nah, I want to be a sci-fi movie. And it's just like you gotta come up with one coherent like plot and everything. You know what I'm saying? Don't drift off into other subunits because you're gonna mess your movie up. And this could have been a great movie, man. This really could have been great if they just would have stuck to the horror AI part of it and had the house try to kill them. And also the way the house tried to, it could have killed them way better than what it did. I still don't know what the world it was doing to Lexi on the exercise bike. And shame on the writers and the director because it wasn't that hard to come up with like a good AI house like horror movie. It really wasn't. But this movie is just all right, and that's it. That wasn't that spooky. All right, well, I shall talk to y'all later. Bye.